Welcome back to Colster's Classroom. It is an absolute shame that I'm shooting tonight's video. A lot of people have been inquiring about how do I make more money as a teacher to be able to afford to live. It's unfortunate that society does not pay teachers their market value. We are the glue that holds society together. That became very evident in the lockdown in 2019 due to COVID-19. People underestimate how important teaching is. And you look at the cracks in society, and you can see teaching is so important to holding society together and educating people about science and everything else. All right, well, that's beside the point. At the end of the day, teachers are not paid their market value, and unfortunately, many of us are going to have to pick up second jobs. So let me give you some ideas of second jobs you can look at. And let's dig into it right now. I will share with you second jobs of other teachers I know, second jobs I've held. I'll talk about school and non-school related jobs, and we'll get you squared away so that you can make a living as a teacher. All right, let's start with some of the obvious ones. Your principal and your school district have a number of ways they can help pay you extra money to be able to keep you around. Coaching. You can coach sports. I coached basketball for approximately 15 years. Coached tennis, I think I coached it for 3 years. I've also coached slow pitch softball. There's some really good gigs out there where you can do golf or bowling. Bowling, a lot of times you can do the boys and girls and pick up 2 supplements for it. And last time I talked to our bowling coach, he told me he would sit back, eat pizza, and watch the kids bowl. So you can coach. That's one thing you can do for extra supplements. Even if you're at the middle school level, you can coach at that level. And at the elementary school level, you can coach high school after school. Just coordinate with the principal at the high school to be able to do that. There's also a thing called extended days contracts, where when the school ends, sometimes there's things that still need to be done around the school that you can earn your hourly rate. For instance, you can do some curriculum planning. You can do some professional learning communities. You might be able to talk to your principal if you have a high intensity course like that involves a lot of grading to maybe get paid a few extra days to do some rate grading after the school year's over. So talk to your principal and see if there's any chance to earn extended contract days. Summer school. It's usually based on seniority, but you can get paid a couple months over the summer for teaching summer school. You can also give up your plan period. If you give up your plan period, I did that for 4 years straight and picked up a few grand extra each year. You can cover other classes. If you have a shortage of substitutes, which we do currently with COVID-19, typically they'll pay you your hourly rate to give up your plan and go cover other classes. You can tutor. Generally, the rule of thumb on tutoring, you have to talk to your administration, but as long as you're not getting paid to tutor your own students, you can usually get paid for tutoring. After school care. You can do after school care and get paid for that. And then there's some consulting gigs. I was offered a lot of consulting gigs early in my career. I turned a lot of them down because of all the coaching and everything else I had going on. If I was to redo it, I probably would have taken those consulting gigs. But there's consulting gigs you can do to add extra income. And some of that may go back to extended days on your contract. So there's some school options. Talk to your administration. Rather than give up, you can talk to your administrators about what can I do to earn some extra money, because we need you. Here are some non-school options for you. The first one is related to coaching. You can do sports camps. I know plenty of coaches out there that do summer camps, and they get paid handsomely to do that. I know some of them are making up to a couple grand per week running sports camps. Summer camps. There's all sorts of summer camps out there. I teach environmental science, and every year I get approached about conducting some summer camps for environmental science. Now, I have a side business that doesn't allow me to have the kind of time to do that, but those opportunities are out there if you want to do summer camps for whatever your curriculum is, or just summer camps at the local country club. Curriculum writing. Sometimes this goes back to those extended days we're talking about. You can do curriculum writing for your school and get paid for it. You can also do it for companies that do standardized testing. You can do curriculum writing for textbook companies. There's plenty of companies out there who would like good curriculum writers. Test writing. Sometimes you can get paid by the state to write standardized tests, and you can get paid by other organizations to write tests. Refereeing. I had a good friend of mine when I was coaching basketball. He used to referee the games. He also taught with me, and I think he told me he was getting at the time getting paid about 35 bucks an hour, and he would do 3 games. So he was picking up 100 bucks a night just refereeing basketball games. Personal training. I've had some good friends who are personal trainers and get paid handsomely to do that. You can become an adjunct professor at your local community college or the local university. Retail. I see teachers selling retail all the time. Babysitting, pet sitting, lifeguarding. I had a good friend of mine who was a lifeguard. She every summer she would work lifeguard for the local theme parks. So there's a bunch of things you can do. Really, it's think about your expertise and what you would have fun doing, and then get paid for it. Here are some more. Real estate. My wife and I actually did real estate for a few years. I found it fairly saturated, but if you don't have a lot of realtors in your area, you might want to think about real estate. Waitressing and waitering. I see teachers all the time when I'm out eating, either waitering or waitressing. I even have a friend who is a teacher who works in the movie theater selling tickets. Local sports venues. Our local sports venue, one of our local entertainment venues, often holds a career fair every year talking about our local professional basketball team, everything ranging from selling popcorn to working security to being the team photographer. So those opportunities are out there. You just have to go to your local sports venues and local entertainment venues and ask them what hourly jobs they have. Photography. I know a few teachers who own their own photography businesses. I've actually done a few stock photography photos. I've made maybe 10 bucks doing it, but as far as shooting weddings and different things, if you're a good photographer, there's some money to be made there. Had a good friend who worked for Uber, and I would think that Lyft would be a good match. You can pick your own hours, decide what weekends you want to work. Again, another opportunity to make some money. Delivering food. I've known many teachers back in the day who used to deliver pizza. I guess now you can deliver everything, but pizza was the big thing back in the day. And so take all of that into account. There's plenty of things you can do on your own schedule and work as much or as little as you want to. So keep that in mind. Sadly, for many of you, your side gig will eventually become your full-time job. I see it happen again and again. Have a good friend of mine who is dealing poker locally. He literally gets paid twice as much money to deal poker than he did when he was a teacher. How ridiculous is that? Which one is more important to society? Someone who deals poker or somebody who is in the classroom? And he's an awesome teacher. It's really sad. I don't fault him at all. He's doing what's right by him and his family and what society's paying him to do. Society's paying him twice as much money to go deal cards than to be in the classroom. The same thing with people who deliver food and deliver pizzas. They make more than a teacher. Me personally, I own a recruiting agency. I do medical and pharmaceutical sales recruiting, and I make I won't tell you how much more, but much more than 2 times what a typical teacher makes. So you could write resumes and get paid to do that. Any skill set that you have that's marketable is something that you can set up and do on the side to make some extra money. I have good friends who are artists and they make money on their Etsy pages. I've got friends who build web pages and get paid to do that. I have a good friend who flips houses. Some people sell door to door. There's an infinite number of ways you can make money in addition to teaching. It's just really sad that you have to. And I'll apologize for society on that end. We're just simply not paid our market value. And I don't have an answer for that. Someday it will fix itself, but currently in our political environment, I don't hold my breath to see it anytime soon. So drop comments below about ideas that maybe I didn't cover or any questions you have about other ideas I might be able to share with you. I hope you enjoyed the video and keep being a hero. We're not paid very much to be heroes, but keep being a hero, find a way to make ends meet, and God bless all of you. Colster out.